welcome to this marvelous breakdown. You saw nothing. Today we're going to be breaking down the merch ad I did that you can see on YouTube, and also whenever I go BRB, be right back on my streams, which is twitch.tv/marvellousjarvischannel. So check them out. But we're going to be breaking down the ad for today, which is this masterpiece over here.
What's wrong?
Okay, so the first thing we notice is this nice, simple fade in, which was a little bit more complicated. Then that's the grade layer. Okay, this is the plane. Okay, so we created a mask. I said we created a mask. Why aren't you showing me the mask? Hey video, could you show me? There we go. So we create. So we create this mask, okay, and all we're doing to start off with, if I can actually show you out. So to start off, we're doing the expansion. So it's as we can see here, it's minus 200 pixels expanded. So the first point is we are opening up to a wide amount, as well as scaling it back, which is why it has this weird thing to begin with, where it's like a different shape. It's like an oval rather than a circle, and then it becomes the circle, and then it just continues to zoom out. Also, we created smoothing, so it smooths out, and then that's just go for a smooth curve. So smooth out. And then the video continues to play, where Jarvis is like, ho 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 ho, I suck at video games. And then we come to the voiceover.
What's wrong? Sucking at video games?
Yeah, can you help me with that? So, you notice here that the timing's kind of alright. You know, there's nothing really wrong here. He throws down the controller and the voice suddenly comes in. Fun fact, while making this project, I filmed all of these scenes with me sitting at a desk first, and then recorded all the dialogue. So I had no point of reference to know how long the dialogue was going to be, except for just winging it. And as we go on along with the project, you're going to notice that, no, that was not a good idea. So if you're going to do something like this, record the voiceover work first and know how long the dialogue is. But for this one, I simply just, as soon as I went, nah, actually, to be fair, I said, shut up. So as soon as I go, yeah, can you help me with that? Let's just mute this. So as soon as I go, yeah, can you help with that? So there, I knew to end this audio at that point, and just hope to God that the beginning bit, it kind of just worked out. Which it did. It worked out. So that was fine. We're going to come into an issue where that doesn't work out. Yeah. So basically, I just recorded me, then recorded the voice, and went to the bit where I started talking, and just went back from there. Yeah, can you help me with that? So the beeping in this was the most annoying bit. So I got the beep sound effect, and then I come over to the dialogue bit, which should be this. And so I kind of wanted the F in there, so I had to constantly replay this bit.
No.
So you can hear that you can still hear it. And then I had to play the beep on top. That was a little bit more annoying than the way I did it. Well, the way it's presented. Trying to match these up right time was a little bit of a pain. But we got the beep. Well, you'll notice here we have a thing called still frame. So as I was mentioning at the beginning, with the first section I just did, what we just previously did, where I got the timing. I didn't get the timing in this. I spoke way too quickly, so I didn't have enough time for my whole dialogue bit. So what I did was, at this end point, I just captured the still frame. So I went, okay, export frame. So I managed to get the still frame. That's another video for another time. So adverts. There we go, merch ad. So still frame 1, and you know I fuck up a second time as well. So we got the still frame, so the guy can do his whole dialogue. And once again, when I want him to start doing a certain motion, in accordance to the script, so this bit he jumps up and his shirt changes. I can do, and then I just work the video back, so I don't have to rely on this for too long. But originally, I gave myself not much space for all this dialogue. Yeah, that was not a smart move.
Look good while doing it.
Okay. A lot happened there. Because I kind of messed up the timing. Sorry. There we go. So, I jump up. And oh, I come back down. I've suddenly got a different shirt on. Magic. So basically all I did, focus on me now, is jump up really fast. As you can see, that creates a lot of blur. So when I was coming back down, I also had a lot of blur. And quickly changed my top and did the exact same motion again, jump up and fall back down, and then continue with the dialogue. Came into my editing bit and just went, okay, this looks blurry enough. Let me just quickly get another blurry shot of him coming down. And done. You know, you barely even notice. I mean, you can tell there's a cut there, obviously, but let the motion and the blur cover. What I could have done is also like a slight fade in as well, but it's a merch ad for Twitch. I have like 10 subscribers. It doesn't matter. I'm lazy. And then in this bit, I'd finished editing and I was like, I gotta do a bit more. So I just did a zooming bit and did the whole anime wow. Also, the effects here. Particle simulator auroras. So all this like Northern Light shit, and then the snowflakes. I kind of wanted this bit to stand out, and then I also did some color correction here just to make it stand out and look all special and sparkly. And oh my god, it's a thing with boobs!
Wow, it's a thing with boobs.
Or a thing with boobs. And once again, we were presented with the same problem where I didn't have enough time. I didn't account for enough dialogue time when I was recording, so I have to do another still frame. Luckily, it's not as egregious as the first one, so it was only a few seconds of me somehow standing still, completely still, and no noise going on in the background. And then we continue on.
It's probably no longer being sold. Wait, what? Don't you worry.
And then it cuts to the merch store, which is just a simple. We positioned it off screen, and then I keyframed it, so it was over there, off screen. Keyframed it in here, and to make the motion a little bit smoother, I said this frame, hey, you slow it down into this frame so it's all nice and smooth. And then I said, okay, I want this layer to have motion blur. So it does.
Don't you worry. The Marvellous merch store,
and then it does a cut into a nice close-up. So the way I do zooms is rather than just, if it's a sudden sharp cut to close-up, I don't bother zooming in. I just cut the layer and then create this new layer as the zoomed in shot, and then all I did was just position it. So you can see all my position marks as it goes along to each one. Also, I set motion blur on this layer as well. Hey, look at all this stuff. Oh, by the way, I know the joke is some of this stuff might not be available by the time you see this, I can already tell you that this design, logo design, is now gone. This design goes at the 1st of May. So, yeah, it's completely changed, and this merch advert is completely pointless. But I did mention that the stuff here might be completely different, so I could still use it. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. Yep, so we just position, and then as soon as I'm done with that zoom in, I just create another layer and then have it normal scale sized. Okay, so this bit was a lot easier to do the bleep, but I also created a mask, so you can't actually see my lips. But the camera's, because I'm using a webcam and it's so blurry when there's so much motion that you can't even see it. You can't even tell there's a blur there, but there is a blur there. So I duplicated the layer and then created a mask. Is it going to show? Why isn't this one with the mask? This has got to be the one with the... Okay. You don't have a mask. Do you have it? Oh, you're okay. You're the sound effect. So you're the mask. Okay, you're the mask. This layer's the mask. We got there. So a mask around the lips. If I turn that mask off, you can see it's just a regular video and it's all blurry. And then mask it. Now, so if you ever want to blur people's faces out and stuff like that, duplicate your layer, mask the area that you want blurred, mask it, and then like you can go into effects, blur, Gaussian blur, angular blur. You have all these different blurs. Just use the regular blur and blur it up to the amount so you can't actually distinguish features. If you have After Effects, you can use like the mosaic tool, which does the exact same thing, but like makes it mosaic, so it's pixelated. But I just use the blur, so it looks like you can't. If you can lip read, you won't be able to see what I'm saying. Even though I've bleeped it out in such a way that you can still hear the word.
What did you just
Actually,
say?
you couldn't, but you know I'm saying fuck.
What did you just say?
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I probably didn't explain fuck all to you, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you like this kind of video, subscribe. You can see this video as well. I'll have a link to it in the video description, as well as my Twitch, all that other fun stuff. And I hope to see you there. But I'm going to do a few more of these. One more of these for sure. And if I get no reception, I get no reception. Phone reception, that is. Ha ha!